April 2021, Johannesburg, South Africa. Clients of a fast-rising crypto platform open their phones and see the same message. Africrypt, the startup they trusted, says it suffered a massive hacker attack. All investor funds are gone. 69,000 bitcoins, the company says. Roughly $4 billion. Panic spreads. Calls flood customer support. Emails bounce. Withdrawals freeze. The company's public message asks investors not to contact police or lawyers. They say doing so could harm recovery efforts. At the same moment, the platform's founders, two brothers who built a glamorous public life, are already gone. They disappear without a trace. Who were they? How did a company promising steady crypto returns turn into a multi-billion-dollar mystery overnight? And how do you vanish with billions in a world that is supposed to track every coin? This is the story of Africrypt and the men who walked away. But to understand how it happened, we go back 2 years. Johannesburg, 2019. Two brothers, ambitious and polished, launch a new crypto platform. They call themselves entrepreneurs. They pitch artificial intelligence trading and guaranteed returns. They promise numbers that sound impossible. Double your money fast, steady daily gains, no fuss. It's the perfect story for a hungry market. South Africa is warming to crypto. New money is looking for the next big thing. Celebrities post endorsements on social feeds. Rappers, athletes, actors, they all show the dream. The platform's brand glitters in magazines and Instagram posts. Lamborghinis and mansions soon follow on the brothers' feeds. It looks like the future of African finance. But behind the photos, something else is happening. There is no real trading. There are no AI algorithms executing complex strategies. There is one reality. Deposits go into wallets the brothers control. Early payouts come not from profits, but from new investor money. It is a classic Ponzi pattern, clothed in slick marketing. Every day, hundreds of millions of dollars in Bitcoin pile into those wallets. Pages designed to show profit dashboards quietly mirror the inflows. To the outside world, it looks like success. To forensic analysts, the ledger tells a different story. If too many clients cash out, the whole thing will collapse. So the plan changes. They prepare a clean exit. First, move most assets away quietly. Second, pick a safe destination, somewhere with weak extradition and generous anonymity. Third, create a story to explain the loss. A staged hack is the perfect script. It blames outside thieves. It buys time, sympathy, and the illusion of a recovery operation. April 2021 arrives. Investors log on as usual and find frozen balances and error messages. Customer support goes dark. A press release appears. We have been hacked. Do not contact police or lawyers. It may harm recovery. Some type scam in caps. Others go through denial. Within hours, blockchain sleuths spot activity. Weeks before the announcement, large sums had shifted out of AFR's main wallets, small at first, then bigger, then massive. The trail was messy by design. The funds were routed through mixers, services that shuffle coins across thousands of wallets. They moved into stablecoins and privacy-focused chains like Monero. Each step made tracing harder. By the time the company went public with its hack, most funds were already beyond easy reach. Investigators asked for travel records. Strangely, official border logs showed no exit for the brothers. No flights, no stamps, no tickets. They had vanished before the public knew something was wrong. How do people disappear in 2021? The answer: preparation. Employees with system access began to lose credentials days before the staged attack. Logins were revoked. Internal accounts went dark. Only the founders kept administrative control. The platform's physical address, the building investors expected to be a trading center, was a small house. No racks of servers, no corporate floors, no sign of a real tech operation. It was a facade built to impress until it was needed. Outside South Africa, the alarm sounded. Interpol added names to wanted lists. Local police opened cases. Investigators traced money movements and followed the paper trails. They found an early hint. Months earlier, the brothers had secured citizenship papers from a distant Pacific island, a small nation where bank secrecy and passport schemes made escape routes easier. In the weeks after the vanishing, rumors blew across forums and chat rooms. Vanuatu, Dubai, Tanzania, the UK under fake names. Every whisper was a lead worth chasing, and yet none proved decisive. Months later, a different clue was found in Zurich. Swiss authorities opened a safe deposit box and found a hardware wallet inside. No key, no code. It might have belonged to the brothers, or it may have been a red herring. Either way, it showed they had planned options to hide and store value off the public chain. Back home, investors tried legal routes. Lawyers filed complaints. Regulators scrambled. But there was a problem. Africrypt had never been registered as a financial institution. There were no mandatory audits, no formal oversight. The company operated in a legal gray zone. Without registration, authorities found it harder to apply standard recovery and enforcement tools. By 2024, the case had stalled. Investigations had identified many suspects and recovered fragments of the stolen sum. But the core question remained: where did the bulk of the money go? And where were the brothers? In the courtroom, evidence showed a mixture of care and sloppiness. The plan was sophisticated enough to move huge sums in ways that slowed tracing. It was sloppy enough that fingerprints, witnesses, and an abandoned farmhouse in other famous heists would later bring suspects down. Here, the digital nature of the crime both helped and hindered investigators. Crypto can be transparent and anonymous at once. Every coin move leaves a ledger, but savvy operators can obscure links. And then there was human error. Some employees reported being cut out days before the hack. A small group of insiders who might have raised alarms had their access removed. Was this collusion, or simply a sign of the founders consolidating control? Investigators still debate the motive. Greed is obvious. But there is also the hunger to build an empire fast and keep it at all costs. The brothers had shown the classic signals of a boom and exit mindset: flashy cars, quick fame, promises to build a crypto bank for Africa. Their messaging played on FOMO, the fear investors feel when an easy win seems to be passing them by. This case exposed a larger lesson about an industry that runs on hype and hope. What protections should exist when private platforms promise public returns? How do regulators spot a Ponzi wrapped in code and PR? Should public figures who endorsed such platforms be held accountable for amplifying risk? The answers are messy and slow. For the people who lost life savings, the waiting and legal limbo were cruel. Families sold homes, businesses folded, trust eroded. Communities that had once flocked to crypto for opportunity now warned others away. There were winners too, a few early investors who cashed out, service providers who profited, and a small number of recovered assets that flowed back through legal channels. But for most, the loss was complete and the stain permanent. By 2024, the official posture was bleak. With Africrypt unregistered and jurisdictional gaps across borders, authorities said complete recovery was unlikely. The story became a warning. Flashy claims, celebrity endorsements, and promises of guaranteed returns are the siren song of fraud. We should ask how to protect ordinary people from schemes dressed as innovation. Could stronger registration rules have stopped Africrypt? Would early audits, mandatory escrow of client funds, or clearer enforcement powers have made a difference? Or would the brothers simply have used another shell and another jurisdiction? These are policy questions for lawmakers and regulators. They are also moral questions for societies that value entrepreneurship but must protect citizens. This tale ends not with a neat resolution, but with a lingering question. Do the brothers still hold billions behind anonymous keys? Or did some of the money vanish into hidden corners where neither law nor ledgers can follow? And perhaps the hardest question, how many more Africrypts are waiting in plain sight, polished to charm and built to vanish? If you liked this deep dive and want more investigations into fraud, scams, and the human stories behind them, subscribe and share. We dig into the way systems fail and people get hurt, because behind every headline, there are real lives trying to piece things back together.